going on, family? Welcome to another episode of the Seez Mohr Show. I am your host, and today we're here to talk about Boy Kills World. So guys, if you don't know about Boy Kills World, I don't blame you. Reason being, it wasn't a lot of marketing for this film. And I feel like that's because it wasn't a big budget film. And honestly, I can't see what the budget was, so I don't want to get into that too much because I don't want to talk about what I don't know about. Plain and simple. But this film was an action-packed film starring Bill Skarsgård. Who is Bill Skarsgård? Well, you guys seen that 2017 Yes, that is him. He is Pennywise. Pennywise is this new guy in the Boy Kills World film. I forgot his name, so I don't even want to go into that. But he did a phenomenal job. Also, Bill Skarsgård is going to be Crow in the next The Crow film. And that's another thing that I grew up with in the 90s. So I just feel like he's just grabbing all these 90s films and these 90s concepts and making great films out of them because he's doing a phenomenal job. Except for It Chapter 2. That's neither here nor there, but sequels hardly are ever as good as the original, so I get that. Either way, let's get into the film. So this film is an action-packed film. It's rated R. I want to let you guys know that it is a hard R. Not with like nudity and things like that, but just like the action in this film is very gory. And there's scenes in this film where they're kind of cringe-worthy, like Saw type of gore. But I love it. Again, with these type of films, it's an action film, it makes sense. With Saw, it was times where it's like, all right, was that gore really needed? These films are going away from horror and going straight into just cringe-worthy things to get us to react a certain way for a certain character. Like, the story's not even there anymore. That's neither here nor there. This action-packed film is one of those films that's gonna make you go rewatch it. Reason being is you're going to tell your friends about it and you're going to want to go see it again. It has rewatchability. So just leave that in your mind for that. The camera work in this film, this is a new director. I've never heard of him, Mohr. And honestly, if this is his first film, kudos. But again, going back to the budget thing, if this film costs $20 million, great. First film, hit it out the park, phenomenal job. If this film costs $100 million, then it's going to be like, all right, maybe you should slow down on these type of films. So we'll see. And honestly, after watching Monkey Man, I feel like this film should be around the $10-15 million mark, only because it has a more, how do I say this without sounding disrespectful to Dev Patel? A more established star that's not directing. I feel like Dev Patel cut the budget just off the fact that he was not only the star, he was the director, and he was part producer, so that helped a lot. Versus on this hand, we have directors, we have a star, we're working with them. So again, I'm gonna give them the $15 to $20 million mark, and if it's less than that, great. If not, it is what it is. The camera work was phenomenal in this film. The storyline, I felt like it was good until it wasn't. And I'm going to explain to you why. The storyline was going well. And then you kind of felt like something was missing. Not really something that was going to tear you out of the film, but just something that was there. Like, how did we get to this point? And I get it, we're following the main character through this film and this is his story. So of course we're not going to know too much beforehand. But I just feel like that is very important. Because when we get to the end of this film, when we get to all the secrets that were hidden in the film, the twist that started to happen towards the third act, I felt like that was needed. But that's just me. Honestly, if you go watch this film, you're probably not going to think twice about that. But to me, it bothered me a little bit, especially after seeing the twist at the end. By the way, phenomenal twist. Another thing I want to give kudos with is this film kind of reminded me of Hunger Games. And the reason it made me a little bit more upset is this is coming from Lionsgate, and I feel like this is everything Hunger Games should have been. But also I understand that Hunger Games was a book first, then became a film, but so was every Marvel movie, and they obviously don't give a damn about the comics. So we have to start moving forward, probably like nitpicking what we want in and out of these books, especially if it means it's going to make it better. But with that said, I give this film a 7 out of 10. I feel like it was rewatchable. I feel like it was a solid film. And honestly, I just feel like we need more films like this. Films that don't make you overthink. But again, it was intellectual. Like, it had some thought-provoking moments in there. Don't get me wrong, but it was just there. It was just action. Okay, there's parts on there that can probably tug on your heartstrings, but again, this is coming from Lionsgate. Lionsgate films don't really know how to pull your heartstrings. Like, they don't know how to sell the moment, if that makes sense. Like with the Hunger Games thing, I feel like you should really feel a way about what this girl is going through, the main character as well as the people of the town. And watching the films, you don't really care that much. It's not really there. It's not your main focus like that. So that's neither here nor there. Tell me if you guys are going to see it this weekend. If you are, go ahead and leave it in the comments. Don't forget to write me down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Share with a friend. Don't forget to let them know to subscribe. Another thing I want to let you guys know is definitely stay through the end of the credits. There's an end credit scene that's really short, but I feel like it helps, if that makes sense. All right. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'll see you next week. Peace.